18th century political formations, NCERT History Class 7. In this video, we will learn Jagirdari system, Ijardari system, difference between Jagirdari and Ijardari system, and Subadari and Diwani. Look, Mughal rule in India can be divided into two parts. The first part is from 1526 to 1707 and the second part is from 1707 to 1857. What is the common between these two parts? The year 1707 is common in these two parts, and 1707 is the year when Aurangzeb died. So this is the reference. 1707 may be taken as reference year as far as dividing great Mughals and later Mughals. The year 1526, the first battle of Panipat, fought between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. Babur was victorious, and this led to the foundation of Mughal Empire in India. So the year 1526 represents the first battle of Panipat and foundation of Mughal Empire in India. And the year 1707, when Aurangzeb died, this reference year refers to the decline in Mughal Empire. Now come to great Mughals: Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb. Take the year 1556, 30 years from the foundation of Mughal Empire in India by Babur. Here, the second battle of Panipat, was fought between Mughals and Hemu. Mughals were victorious again in this battle, and the consolidation of Mughal Empire started from this year 1557. Now come to later Mughals. I have deliberately mentioned only three rulers in later Mughals here: Farrukhsiyar 1713-1777, Muhammad Shah Rangila 1719 to 1748, and Shah Alam II 1760 to 1806. These are important in understanding provinces of Bengal, Awadh and Hyderabad, and Shah Alam II's era is important to understand the third battle of Panipat. This was fought between Marathas and Ahmad Shah Abdali, and the Marathas were defeated in this battle, and thus this battle proved disastrous for Marathas. Now, for the sake of convenience, we have divided Mughal empires, rather later Mughal empires, in three categories. In first categories, we will learn about provinces of Bengal, Awadh and Hyderabad. In the second category, we will learn about Rajputs holding Watan Jagis, and in the third part we will study independent states of Marathas, Sikhs and Jats. Now, we will try to understand some important terms or terminology that will help us in understanding key concepts of this period. Take the word Jagir. Jagir has two Ja plus Gir. Ja means place and Gir means hold or keep. Ja means place or land. The Jagir is a piece of land assigned to a government officer by the state. This is important because everywhere we will encounter Jagir, so its definition should be very clear. Again, I am repeating. What is Jagir? Jagir is a piece of land assigned to a government officer by the state, and the word can be understood very easily if we know that the syllable Ja means place and Gir means hold or keep. It is a Persian word, so Jagir is a piece of land assigned to a government officer by the state. Now try to understand Jagirdari system. The officers of Mughal government received their salaries in two ways. First one was cash from the state and the second was the officials were granted Jagirs. The officials collected and enjoyed the land revenue equivalent to the amount of their salaries. Now come to Ijardari system. In fact, there is a great difference between Ijaradari system and Jagirdari system, and it is very important to understand the two. Right now we will focus on the meaning of Ijaradari system. Here Ijara, the word Ijara means lease or rent, and Ijara Dar means two words Ijara and Dar. Ijara means lease and Dar means keep. So the person who holds Ijara is Ijaradar. So we can call them leaseholder, contractor or revenue farmer. It is very important to understand what Ijaradari is. So please give attention please. The state rents or leases out the part of land to the highest bidder to ensure that leaseholder pays the agreed revenue. The state asks for guarantor in the form of bankers or money lenders. This leaseholder is called revenue farmer or ijaradar. Now I think that you must have understand Ijaradari system. What happens in this system? Government gives or rents a piece of land to the highest bidder, and to ensure that the bidder pays him in time, he gives guarantee in the form of bankers or money lenders so that state can get the revenue in time and the bidder or contractor do not default. So in a nutshell, this is Ijardari system. Now see the difference between Jagirdari and Ijaradari. In Ijaradari, contractor or leaseholder had freedom to assess and collect taxes from the peasants or cultivators, whereas in the Jagirdari system, the state fixed the amount of revenue to be collected by the Jagirdars. Further, In Ijaradari system, the role of bankers and money lenders increased, and this ruined agriculture, and there was a lot of pressure on cultivators and farmers. So Jagirdari and Ijadari systems are opposite to each other. In Great Mughals era, that is 1526 to 1707, there was emphasis on Jagirdari system, whereas on later Mughal period, that is 707 to 1857, there was emphasis on Ijaradari system, because the province or state was only interested in revenue, higher amount of revenue. Now come to the words Subadar and Diwan. Subadar. Subadar contains two elements here, Suba and Dar. Suba means state or province. State or province. And Dar means keep. So Subadar was a provincial governor, and he was head of civil as well as military administration. Diwan was revenue chief of province or revenue minister of province. In great Mughal periods, that is from 1526 to 1707, Subadar and Diwan were two separate people in a state or province, and they kept strict watch over the other. That is, there was concept of check and balance, so that Subadar and Diwan could keep eye over each other's work, and the center may rest. Here see the in this cartoon we have tried to show the system of check and balance. In later Mughal period, Diwan and Subadar both became same people. This resulted into virtual independence of provinces. And when we will read about provinces of Bengal, Awadh and Hyderabad, we will see, although they didn't declare their independence from the center, but it resulted into virtual independence of these provinces. In next video, we will explain provinces of Bengal, Awadh and Hyderabad and their founder and revenue system.